so kawaii. Are you, Mr. Raiden, sir?
Where is she?
I'll tell her you've arrived.
Over here! Hi there, stranger.
Hey, you're looking good.
Aw, who's your little friend?
It's a long story.
Shake? Good boy! I guess we don't really have time to catch up.
Sorry, not really.
It's okay. Follow me.
So exactly what kind of...
You'll see.
You built that?
Yep. Hybrid lace ramjet engine I designed. Well, are you in a hurry or not?
Right. Hey, thanks, Sonny.
The flight plan is already set. You're good to go. Please switch off all cell phones and portable gaming devices. And remember, this is a no-smoking flight.
Roger. Ready for countdown.
No time for that. Ignition!
Well, anything?
Nothing. You sure we got the right place?
Gotta be. It's the only base big enough with security contracted out to World Marshal.
All right. I'm headed in.
What's up? By the way, you mind if I ask, what's she like?
Who, Sonny? I don't know. Kind of a child prodigy, I guess.
You're the one who rescued her, right? From the Patriot lab?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a long story, but in the end, yeah.
Then she was handed over to Dr. Emmerich.
Right. We had to hide her away at first, from the Patriots. It wasn't exactly fun. She couldn't even go outside for the most part.
That's terrible.
But in the meantime, Dr. Emmerich, taught her all about programming and computer engineering. It was her code that destroyed the Patriot AIs. After the dust settled, Dr. Emmerich adopted her, officially becoming her legal guardian.
But how'd she end up at Solus? What about school?
Oh, she went. For about a year, I think. She was way too far ahead of her peers, though. Probably could have qualified for her BS in computer engineering by that point.
Why not go through with it? Just get the degree.
We discussed it, but Sunny was more interested in Solus by then. Dr. Emmerich had contacts there, so...
So now she's designing launch vehicles and stuff, huh? Wish I had some of that talent.
Well, a lot of it might be the Patriots doing. Who knows what their experiments did to her brain.
And in the end, she used it to destroy them. The irony, huh?
How was the ride?
Hey, Sunny. Fine, thanks. Though I wouldn't call it the smoothest ride ever. You sure that thing's really airworthy?
Well, what do you expect? You're traveling at a few dozen times the speed of sound. I mean, she operates well within all the projected margins of safety, so yes. We'll have to work on the turbulence levels a bit before we can take tourists on it. But come on, you really can't complain.
So, it's meant mainly for cargo at the moment?
Mm-hmm. We got a contract with COTS, NASA's Commercial Orbital Transportation Services. Mostly handling space deliveries, that kind of thing. We also joined the C3PO, the Commercial Crew and Cargo Program Office's Passenger Transport Program.
So soon we'll have private spacecraft bringing crew to the International Space Station. Wild times we're living in.
Well, the space race has been over for decades now. It's no longer something countries engage in for vanity's sake. Still, lots of people are starting to see the industrial value of zero-gravity experiments. Plus, the costs are getting lower and lower with each passing year, to the point where we'll have a serious space tourism industry before long.
Yeah, I heard about the space hotel the Russians opened up. But we're still not going any further than orbit, right?
Well, one company's planning to have a lunar landing craft complete by 2020. Not ours, though. I'm just hoping we can get to Jupiter while Hal's still alive.
Jupiter, huh? Wow, that's pretty far.
Oh, hey! How did Earth look from up there?
I can't even put it into words. I know I was still under the Kármán line, but it looked exactly like every satellite photo of Earth I've ever seen. No borders, no nothing. Just a whole lot of blue. Hopefully next time around I can take my time and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But first things first, you know?
Yep. Well, good luck, Jack. Raiden.
You designed that thing too, Sunny?
Nobody designed her.
Nobody?
Yep. She pretty much evolved by herself.
I think I may be missing something here.
We used a genetic algorithm to make it. Ever hear of that? They use it to build the cars for bullet trains and stuff. Basically, we start by creating a few different models of aircraft. The data for each design is treated as the genes for a new aircraft. They all get crossbred with each other in virtual space. Eventually, you come up with offspring that exhibit genes from each original design.
Offspring?
You know, children. Each child then competes with the others for survival in the virtual space. The kids that have the best aerodynamic traits survive and pass on their genes, creating the next generation of aircraft. You get this sort of gene-based evolution across generations, like animals in real life.
I'm having a hard time imagining aircraft having kids like that. Anyway, what's with the two wings on the top and the bottom?
Oh yeah, the swept wings? They're set up so that the sonic booms they create wind up bashing against each other, cutting down on shockwaves. The idea has been hard to implement due to issues with elevation and wingtip treatment. But thanks to the genetic algorithm, the RLV worked out all the problems herself.
Herself, huh? Makes it sound like you're more breeder than designer. So what happened with the RLV after it dropped me off?
Running on autopilot, she'll circumnavigate the Earth and head back.
Wow, a trip around the world, huh?
That's the sort of distance you need to reach orbital velocity. She had to lower her altitude pretty drastically to drop the landing craft. So getting back up for her was a pretty rough trip.
Rough? How?
In terms of damage to the craft, I mean. Running in ramjet mode helps conserve fuel a lot, so she's good there, but yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no. All in the name of peace, right? Besides, it made for a good load experiment. I'm kind of surprised it actually worked, actually.
What?
Oh, I'm just teasing. Don't be so serious.
So what kind of engine is this LACE thing?
It's short for Liquid Air Cycle Engine. A LACE uses liquid hydrogen to chill and liquefy the oxygen in the air. The reaction between the liquefied hydrogen and oxygen creates propulsion. On this RLV, the LACE is combined with ramjets for maximum efficiency. Once the solid rocket boosters lift her off and bring her to Mach 3, she switches to ramjet propulsion mode. In the meantime, she's taking in and liquefying oxygen from the air. Once there's enough, the LACE is ignited. If it wasn't for that hybrid engine, it would have been pretty rough for an RLV to pull that trick that it did. You know, lowering its elevation just long enough to drop a landing craft.
Well, I'm impressed. If it wasn't for you, I'd still be on your side of the world.
And I wouldn't even be here if not for you. Don't forget that, okay? A lot of people appreciate what you've done for them.
I'll try not to.
So there's one thing I still don't get. If World Marshal's making it look like Desperado hacked their cyborgs, wouldn't that damage their reputation? Maybe they can hide the fact that they're involved in terrorism that way, but wouldn't they still be liable for the fact that they, got hacked?
They probably would, yeah. But the only thing they're looking for here is a profit. Maybe they need to demonstrate neglect if they're gonna make any money off of this.
How so?
Well, Kevin dug up some intel. Half of the contractors stationed here didn't get their contracts renewed at the end of March. The US government rewrote their contract with Marshall earlier. Had to cut military spending after all, with the recession going on.
And so they'll say the contractors were spread too thin to prevent the hacking.
Exactly. And that'll only encourage the Army to boost their Marshall headcount. I can't say if the military's directly involved in this assassination attempt or not, but...
Well, what happened to the contractors they laid off?
Who knows? Hopefully they found work. But work like that isn't exactly easy to come by. Ever since the war economy died down, after the Patriots, life's been pretty much hand-to-mouth for a lot of contractors.
Huh. And you put it that way, I can almost understand what Sundowner was saying.
Yeah, but starting a war just to boost your profits? That's crazy, Courtney. If there's no work for contractors out there, it's time to find another industry to work in. Not that I have any right to say that, but...
Oh, come on, Raiden. Maybe you like to fight, sure, but you're not that... twisted.
Yeah, well, in any case, I better get to work. Riding out.
What's up? No? Did you need anything else?
No, guess not. Just wanted to hear the sound of your voice.
Oh, save it for your wife, Raiden.
Hey, Wolf. What did you and Sam talk about before we fought?
Nothing of note. He was not one to reveal himself to others.
All right. You don't have to tell me.
Raiden, I do not feel good about this. Do not allow yourself to be caught off guard.
Duly noted. So, you were under Mistral's command all this time?
I originally took orders from Sundowner, but not for long. As a novelty, I did not last. Mistral saw more potential in me.
What'd she see?
Unknown. However, she apparently enjoys the company of dogs. She demanded 100% obedience. As long as it was given, she treated me well.
She was looking for companionship?
That I cannot say. I still have relatively little communication experience with humans. My ability to read emotions not explicitly expressed by speech is lacking.
So you said it took 3 years to learn how to speak, right? Given enough time, could any AI be taught that too?
I cannot assert that. A neuro-AI is only capable of learning new things, not growing and replenishing its own cells. Thus, each neuro-AI is equipped with a predetermined capacity that cannot be altered. My AI contains 90 billion neurons, more than a human being. A normal LQ-84 model possesses only 1.6 billion.
That's a big difference.
Relatively, yes. I doubt any amount of learning period would enable an LQ-84 to speak. It would be similar to attempting to teach a dog how to converse. A combination of appropriate instruction and an ample neuron count are required to accomplish the feat.
So if someone else made a neuro AI with the same capacity or more...
Other AIs as conversant as I are a possibility, yes. Robotic pets with neuro AIs are already on the market. And I understand research and development are underway to create a model capable of conversation. Do not be surprised if such a pet becomes available before too long.
If that becomes commonplace, hard to imagine.
Is it? The human race has willingly embraced all of its other inventions so far. Steam engines, electricity, the internet, cyborgs. Perhaps the day will come when conversing with AIs, too, is considered perfectly normal.
Maybe. As normal as being a cyborg is now, at least.
The most significant challenge would be in crafting the appropriate training regimen. The only way to establish an effective learning system is through sheer trial and error. And it will take even more time to virtualize and optimize that system for mass production. One could say my own existence is due in no small part to simple luck. Of course, I was a failure as a weapon as well.
Failure or not, you're better off than an AI that knows nothing but how to fight.
I am pleased to hear you say that.
Can you tell me more about the learning program you mentioned before? Like, how'd you learn to speak?
Through an extensive battery of conversations with the researchers who doubled as my instructors. To acquire literacy, I was provided a steady stream of website text and ebooks. I understand it was largely similar to the process through which a human child learns language.
You're pretty well spoken for a 3-year-old.
For the first year, I was effectively an infant. Rapid progress occurred only after I received text reading capability. With digital data, there is no need to read text one letter at a time. I am capable of processing plain text at a speed of 60 megabytes per minute.
And that's pretty fast?
Yes, it is not simply a matter of text search. Advanced cognitive reasoning is required to truly understand the intent behind the words.
What did you talk with your teachers about?
Miscellaneous matters, breakfast table greetings, the structure of elementary particles, the challenges resulting from rapid globalization, recent trends in popular music. However, as DARPA-funded military research, I was rarely treated as anything more than equipment.
Makes sense. You were made to be a weapon.
On the other hand, some of them treated me like a pet or as a child. Just as a parent passes on their memes to a child, so I was exposed to numerous influences. Memes I encountered on the web and through ebooks had their effects as well. As my mind grew, the weaker memes were sifted out, and the stronger ones endured. The resulting collection of memes is what you would call my intelligence.
Same as any of us, huh?
In a way, yes. However, I lack the instinctual skills your genes grant you. I am a slave to my memes. Thus, as my intelligence matured, I began to have doubts about my role as a weapon.
And that's what ended the project. What about the researchers that raised you?
Unknown. Most likely transferred to other projects.
Ever feel like you want to see them again?
Sometimes, yes. But one cannot remain a student forever. There comes a time one must become an individual. One must find their own place in this world.
Hey, Wolf. Know anyone named Kubayama?
Kubayama? No. Perhaps I have heard it before, but...
Huh. Well, no big deal. Just thought it might ring a bell.
I apologize that I am unable to help.
Nah, forget it.
Unless I am mistaken, Yama is Japanese for mountain.
Huh?
Does that help?
No. The Colonel told me he met Kubayama once. Probably someone's name.
A significant number of sumo wrestlers use the term Yama as part of their ring name. Perhaps this Kubayama is in the sumo business.
Makes sense, sure. I just wish there was some way of knowing what that AI was trying to tell me. Don't suppose you know where Shiboniji is either, huh?
No, Raiden. I don't.
You see that? Their exit codes show up as unaffiliated.
Wait, Marshall has the security contract for this base. Why would they have their cyborg set to the same illegal exit code as Desperado? It's evidence against them.
No, it's their alibi. They're making it look like Desperado hacked their soldiers on sight, because everyone knows Desperado has a contract with...
The Pakistani rebels. But if we go public with the Desperado-Marshall connection...
Won't matter. Not when they've got this nice big foreign threat all cooked up and ready to serve. The media and the public won't be able to resist. Remember WMDs in Iraq?
Damn it, you're right. It's another slam dunk. What about any humans on the base? Marshall only handled security.
Dead, most likely. Or brain-jacked, if they needed them to keep up appearances.
They'd never publicize what airport the president was flying into, not in this region. And almost no one would have access to an outside line for security reasons. It wouldn't be difficult to keep things hush-hush. At least until Air Force One arrives.
I'm heading for the control tower. If I can destroy the antenna array, the US military will know something's wrong.
Good idea. Be careful.
Sam's gone, and I blew the winds of destruction away. I'll be fine.
Raiden, there is no time to worry about the soldiers. Get to the control tower.
So, Raiden, let me get this straight. Armstrong wants to kill the president and pin the blame on Desperado?
That's what it looks like, yeah.
You think it'll work? I mean, assuming he succeeded, what would be Desperado's motive for killing Hamilton? It's not like they can come out and say, well, we just wanted more wars to profit from.
No. The only alibi I can think of for them is that their client set them up. The Pakistani government's on friendly terms with the US right now. But a lot of people aren't so happy with them about that. There are tons of anti-government groups in this country. Any one of them could have an interest in killing the president.
And Marshall wants people to think that one of these groups hired Desperado?
That. Or maybe they're setting it up so this is all linked to the coup in Abkhazia. That was headline news in the West. Desperado's name was in the media all over the place.
Yeah. The angle was always Desperado's shacking up with yet another anti-government force.
Pakistan's got a lot more than just a bunch of random anti-government forces, though. Like the ISI, the Intelligence Bureau. Anyone who watches the news knows how shaky their ties are with the civilian government.
You think they'll have the ISI be Desperado's client?
Well, I'm sure the ISI would deny it. But it's not like simply issuing a denial would stop anything. Remember Iraq?
Yeah, I've heard all the rumors about the ISI's involvement with terror groups.
If Hamilton dies, the US can join the Pakistani government, declare war against the ISI. And there's one big difference between Iraq and Pakistan. Pakistan does have WMDs. Nukes.
But that was just a couple of tests 20 or so years ago. They can't reach the US with...
I'm not talking about firing an ICBM at the US, or unleashing a Metal Gear. All they have to do is remind us that the tech could fall into terrorist hands.
Oh, yeah. That'd be enough to scare the entire country, I guess.
Yep. Scare them enough that the US would have to do something.
And then the war economy would come humming right back to life. No Patriots required.
Christ. All right. I better move. Hey, so how's Otacon? About time he starts thinking about marriage, isn't it?
I don't know if he is or not, but either way, no dice yet. He likes to go on about how nobody would ever be happy with him long term. But it doesn't seem like he has too much trouble keeping busy on Saturday nights. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, believe it or not, he was a huge geek back when he was younger.
Maybe, but even so, he's still a nice guy. I doubt he was ever that lonely.
Yeah, I suppose. But he really changed once he got into his 30s. Got a lot more attractive.
Yeah, but he still has this really bad habit of keeping the ladies at arm's length. It winds up making him look really awkward sometimes. I really wish he'd just pick someone and settle down already.
Easier said than done, I guess. So what about you, Sonny?
Me? Well, I've got science. That's all the love I need.
Sounds like you've got your own problems in that department.
Hey, Raiden! You gonna keep that pup after this mission?
That... Oh, you mean Wolf?
Yeah. He's kind of a cutie.
You think so? I don't think he's really the cuddling type, Sonny. Plus, he's not exactly mine. He just keeps following me around.
Oh, yeah? Can I have him?
Oh, I don't mind. But I don't know about him. He's kind of his own, animal. I check with him first. It's his call, not mine.
Oh. Oh, well.
He'd probably say yes, though. I mean, he seems to like you a hell of a lot more than me.
Really? Oh, I sure hope so. Thanks a lot, Raiden.
Wouldn't even shake for me. Sonny, I've lost contact with Wolf.
You... really? Oh, I hope he didn't run off because he didn't want to live with me.
I don't think it's that. I've got some things to take care of first, but I'll look for him when I have some time.
All right. Thanks, Raiden. Raiden, I heard Armstrong's using the name Operation Tecumseh for the assassination attempt. It makes sense.
What do you mean?
Tecumseh was a Native American tribal leader, a symbol of resistance against the new settlers.
Guess you know your U.S. history better than me.
This is basic stuff, Raiden. As legend has it, Tecumseh put a curse on the U.S. presidency. Every 20 years, whoever is elected president was doomed to die before he served out his term. And it played out that way, too. From 1840 to 1960, that's exactly what happened.
Ah, a fitting code name then.
Yep. It hasn't worked since 1980, though.
Ran its course, huh? Didn't last as long as the Bald Harry rule in Russia, at least. Besides, Hamilton wasn't elected in the right year for it to take effect, right? Wouldn't Armstrong be the one elected in 2020 if this works?
Well, I'm sure the name is meant to be a bit tongue-in-cheek, not like how the U.S. Army names their ops.
Still, pretty bad karma.
Just be careful, Raiden. Hey, Raiden, there's something I've been meaning to mention.
What's up?
Well, they're telling me someone broke our front gate at the plant.
Oh.
That's an electronic lock, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was open.
It wasn't. But you're strong enough to pry it open if you wanted to.
Well, I didn't think I put that much force into it. You ask me, I think you need a sturdier gate.
That's what I told security. Anyway, we'll send you an invoice for the reinforcement work. Not to mention the repair costs.
No, come on, Sonny, it was an accident. Man, Rose is gonna kill me. I don't think I've asked about Pakistani food yet, Courtney.
More food talk? Didn't know you were so interested, Raiden.
Hey, knowing the food can help you learn a lot about the local culture, you know.
Raiden, I told you that.
So? Pakistani food.
Yeah. All right. So Pakistan's had cultural links with India for centuries, right? They're neighbors, after all. And as a result, the two countries share a lot of culinary traditions. You've got your curries, your naan, samosas, pakoras. For the most part, that's all the same. The locals might be able to spot the difference. But a lot of American restaurants put India and Pakistan pretty much in the same bowl, so to speak.
What are samosas?
Spiced potatoes and other yummy stuff, fried in a flour shell. Sometimes they're spiced with curry. That's the kind I like best.
But I thought India and Pakistan didn't really get along. They had at least 3 armed clashes in the 20th century alone.
They did. I mean, that's why they have nukes in the subcontinent now. It's a shame. You see how similar their taste in food is. It just seems like they should get along better.
Yeah, well, not too rare for neighboring countries to have problems. If nothing else, they have to compete for the same common resources.
Yeah, but isn't that why we have politicians? To peacefully manage that kind of stuff?
You know how few politicians out there actually give a crap about serving their country? Anyway, sorry. This isn't exactly the light conversation I was expecting. Better worry about the president for now. We can go and grab samosas another time.